Hello, everyone. Can you see me and hear me? Welcome to my virtual trip, World Virtual Tours. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for confirming. We are starting in a couple of minutes, so please enjoy chatting to each other. Where are you joining from today? はい、おはようございます、everyone. How are you? Great to have you from US. Thank you. Diego. Hi, Chicago, USA. Many are from North America. Australia. Hi, San Diego. How's the weather these days? Tokyo, I'm now doing this from Tokyo, and today is cloudy and occasionally sunlight, and it's getting warmer and warmer. Florida must be warm at this time of the year already. Maryland, USA. Thank you. I'll let this chat box open for a few minutes and then close the chat box while I'm running the tour. But for a moment, enjoy chatting to each other. And also, if you don't hear me or watch me well, see me well, let me know. It's important. I think today I'm inside in a gallery and we have a really fast Wi-Fi. So I think network should be good during my tour today. Let me move to the starting point, and I want to show you. Before that, as always, this is a tip supported tour, so I appreciate your just okay. Appreciate your support. I'm starting. Just a moment. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Let me start the tour and pin. All right. Welcome to my tour. Hello, everyone. Again, let me check the voice and video. Can you see me and hear me? Let me put your reaction to the chat box so I can. Yes, Lisa, thank you. Great. So let me continue, and I leave the chat box open for a few minutes while I'm starting this tour. Welcome to my world virtual tour. My name is Yusuke. This is my second tour, virtual tour on World Virtual Tour. Thank you very much for joining my tour today. I'm doing this tour from a gallery called NTT InterCommunication Center, located in Shinjuku, Tokyo, Japan. The local time is 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. It's already weekend in Tokyo here. And the title of this tour is Hokusai exhibition in Tokyo. And I'm going to turn the camera and show you the interior of this place. Yes, here, can you see the gallery? It's a beautiful place. The gallery is not open yet. the organizer kindly allowed me to run this tour before the gallery opens today. This is the name of the place, InterCommunication Center. And this is the poster of this exhibit. I prepared the slide to show you the title in English. Let me show the title. Here is the, just a moment. This is the title. Digital Times Hokusai, the Climax Part 2, a genuine painter, the path to creativity and innovation. The organizer of this exhibit is NTT East Corporation. NTT East is a telecommunication service provider responsible for the services in the eastern half of this country. And they own this gallery, NTT InterCommunication Center. And the planning and operation is done by NTT Art Technology and supervised by Art Techne. It's an art technology company. All the exhibition works presented here are replicas created by Ars Techne. But those replicas are very fine and look exactly the original ones that you can enjoy. Fantastic works using smartphone, and I want to give you a close-up so that you can see details, including the texture of the works. I will talk about the technology used here later. All right. So under this tour, slide again. As always, this tour is supported by your donations. So I appreciate your support to continue this activity. Okay, let me close the chat box, and I'm gonna start the tour in this gallery. And this tour will last about 50 minutes. Give you, I'm gonna do the Q&A session at the end of this tour. Okay, just close the chat box. All right. Okay. Let's start this. Enter this gallery. This is the entrance. And this is the title, A Genuine Painter, the Path to Innovation and Creativity. So Original's works were, replicas are created using the digital technology. And not only prints replicas, but also these three-dimensional contents were also created. You can dive in the great way and look closely at Mount Fuji. This is an entrance. Today, I'm gonna, there are a lot of artworks here, but today I will show you, I picked up 10 works during this tour. And it's all about Hokusai, Hokusai's works. Hokusai is one of the greatest artists in Japan. and also the most well-known artist outside this, Japanese artist, but outside Japan. And today in this gallery, various kinds of artworks created by Hokusai are exhibited, but I focus on later years of his life in this limited time of this tour. So let's introduce the first work and then talk about what is described here. This one, I picked up this one for the first artwork. So this is a hanging scroll. It's a painting. It's a painting, hanging scroll, vertical work. There is a woman here. She's a dancer. And the title of this work is Shirabyoshi, dancer. Shirabyoshi were female entertainers and dancers in the 12th century. They are all females, but dressed in male clothes. If you look at this lady, she wears a hat, gold hat, and also she has a sword, long sword. So apparently she is in a male attire. She has a male attire. So this give you the close-up. The biggest advantage to see or appreciate replicas is that you can see this without glass and also light, bright light. I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about the name. So, but sorry, I forgot to close the chat box. So just during a tour, let me close the chat box. So sorry about the interruption. Yes, close-ups, because it's Japanese artworks are mostly created on paper or wood. So they are susceptible to light. So they are not on display all the time and often displayed in dim light. But here, this is a replica, so we can show you very close up under the bright light. See the hat? They use the so-called gold paint here, the hat. And look at her gentle face and elegant, long black hair. And each hair is delicately, elaborately described. Look at the edge of the hair, the end of the hair, and also the kimono clothes. But so the face and the hair are described gently and softly. But if you look at her clothing, a lot of more, rather than curved or soft lines, bold or straight lines are used here. So this figure is called Shizuka Gozen. She's a famous dancer in the 12th century, and she's a lover of a famous samurai warrior called Minamoto no Yoshitsune. I'm going to just give you the background of this this woman. I'll show you to describe the, okay, here. The upper left-hand side, Shizuka Gozen, she's the figure, and she has a lover, Minamoto no Yoshitsune. And Minamoto no Yoshitsune's elder brother is called Yoritomo. He's the founder of the first samurai government in Japan. And but they didn't get along because Yoshitsune was so successful. So eventually, Yoritomo tried to capture and kill Yoshitsune, even though he was a half-brother. So Yoshitsune and Shizuka Gozen fled, but they separate on the way. And Shizuka Gozen only was captured by Yoritomo, and she was forced to dance in front of Yoritomo, who was the captor of, who was the enemy of her lover. So that's the story behind this figure. And so somehow we can feel the stiffness in her posture while her face is gentle. So this means that she was in captivity and she was forced to dance. So we can feel the inner, Hokusai depicted inner or state of her mind and also her situation in this work. So I picked up this work because I love of course, the figure and also her status or situation is also described in this work. So let's move on to the next one. This is a male figure. Again, this is Hanging Scroll. The title of this work is Flower Monk, called Lu Xinshan. It's difficult to pronounce the name. It's one of the heroes depicted in a popular long Chinese novel called Outlaws of the Margin, or Outlaw of the Marsh, or Water Margin. 14th century Chinese novel set in 12th century, the Northern Song Dynasty. That there are 108 outlaws are depicted, and he is one of them. So let me give you a closer look at. He is very masculine, and he's a very strong man. It is said that he pulled out a whole willow tree from the ground, and he has a long bar. I'll give you, and this original work is owned by Nitori Museum of Art, and this is painted on silk. You can see the silk texture in this replica. He's a strong man, but there are birds here. 3 little birds, like sparrows-like birds, are depicted here. It's a very good contrast between the strong guy and the pretty birds. The reason why those birds are depicted here is said to be that he's a strong man, but he has a very kind heart. In the story, he helped a young lady who got in trouble, and this monk helped her, but he himself got in trouble. So he's a very popular figure, and in Japan, people love heroes like him. So strong, but have a kind heart. So I picked up those works by Hokusai. Those are the popular historical figures, and he depicted those subjects in his work. So those were made when Hokusai was in his 60s towards 70s, so already later in his life. So this is the first part, and maybe those works are not familiar with you as the works by Hokusai, but he created not only prints, but also those hand-painted paintings. So the next part is about prints. And I'm going to show you familiar, famous prints. These were created after he entered 70 years old. Okay, the first one, very famous one. I think I shouldn't skip this one. So probably all of you know about this painting print, but I will show you this one. Again, this is a reproduction. The original copy, original one, is owned by Yamanashi Prefectural Museum. And our Stekune created this replica, very fine replica. So I'm going to show you the close-up. That's the, especially these waves, heads of waves are very bold and highly stylized, like hands. Hands are capturing the boats. And have you seen details of this work? There are actually those men rowing the boat, and they are clinging to the boat in these angry waves. Look at them. Those boats were set to carrying fish caught off the coast of Tokyo Bay and bringing a fish to Tokyo, where Shogun lived. And also, there are repeats of Mount Fuji. So this is Mount Fuji, triangle shaped. Also, there is another Mount Fuji here, like created by the wave. This is from a famous popular series called The 36 Views of Mount Fuji. And Hokusai created this work as an artist. But prints are created in collaboration of many people. Hokusai was an artist, but also there are engravers and printers, and also publishers. So it's like a media industry, today's media industry. But at that time in Tokyo, media industry started and planned popular series and published them. And only people could enjoy those views, famous views of Mount Fuji. Okay, the next one, this is so-called Red Fuji. This Mount Fuji, we are looking Mount Fuji from the east side. So that means from Tokyo side. And in the morning, towards the end of summer or early autumn, we can see this view. Little snow on the peak, at the peak of the mountain, and the mountain becomes red under the orange sunlight. And small trees are depicted here. Mount Fuji is the highest peak in this country. So upper half of the mountain, there are no trees. They are just rock and bare mountain. But at the foot of Mount Fuji, there's a big forest. And these clouds are called sardine clouds in Japan. When we start to see these clouds, we feel that the autumn is approaching and summer is ending. And look at these. So this is a print, so printed on a paper, but the original one is printed on Japanese paper that has a rough and uneven surface. But this replica, look at this. Uneven surfaces also created. But if you touch this replica, it's smooth and plain. So the technology to create those replicas are invented by an art technology company called Artisan. They invented a patent technology called DTIP, dynamic picture image processing. So not only creating fine replicas, but also textures and touch are recreated. That's the wonderful thing, and I really impressed. Not only fine prints using many pixels, but also by taking photos of originally print or painting from multiple angles, and they put them together to create three-dimensional image on the replica. So this is another one from 36 views of Mount Fuji. This is a bit different from the previous two images. I to pick up this one because I love this diagonal wood and this guy sawing this large wood. Look at this. We can see his muscle. And also, Mount Fuji is depicted here in the background, and in the foreground, we can see the human activities here. So look at this guy. He is, I think, sharpening the saw teeth. And this is a woman carrying a baby, and the baby, I think he's looking up and seeing the wood. And this, he is attending this bonfire, and I don't know what this guy is doing. He's checking something. So from this series, we can see famous or beautiful landscapes, but also human activities. At that time, this series was created about 180 years ago in Japan. That time, Japan was still the samurai government rule, and people's life was very different from modern life today. Let me show you one print created by Hokusai, but from a different series called Unique and Strange Bridges Across Japan. That's the publisher. It was planned by a different publisher from the 36 Views of Mount Fuji. And there are 11 bridges in Japan, and all of them are famous and unique. So there are unique bridges, and but I want to show you this one. This bridge is called Yahagi Bridge in current Aichi Prefecture. It's almost close to the home of Toyota Motor Company today. And the bridge is the biggest bridge on the Tokaido Highway. That's the main highway that connected Tokyo and Kyoto. So it's a famous bridge and a big bridge. So let's see so this is a so-called drum bridge. The shape is like a drum. And let's see what depicted. Look at the people, a lot of people on the bridge. Some people are on the horse. And most people have like these hats, straw hats. So this is a typical traveling attire in Japan at that time. And this is a so-called daimyo procession. Daimyos are feudal lords under the samurai government. In Japan's hierarchy, the top of the samurai class is the shogun. And under shogun, we have so-called feudal lords who have governed each prefect province. And feudal lords were required to travel to Tokyo to show loyalty to shogun. So people often see those spectacular daimyo processions. Sometimes the procession had more than 1,000 people. The other things we can see. Those are parasols, or I think parasols or umbrellas. They are drying those umbrellas. And look at these people. These are samurai warriors, and they are practicing. This is a archery range. They are practicing Japanese yumi or archery. Look at them. All right. So I think this is the second part of this tour. How was the works, the tour so far? So we're going to the third part and Hokusai's the final years of his life. So let me show the chronology of Hokusai. Katsushika Hokusai was born in 1760. His father is said to be a mirror craftsman, mirror maker, working for the samurai government, shogun at that time. Hokusai started to paint at the age of 6 and joined engravers, print engravers at the age of 12 in his lower teens, and became and then joined Katsukawa School of Painters. He's a leading painter, and he became an artist at that time. So at the age of 18, so that's his early age. And the first works I showed you in his when he was already 60s, like and prints. Those prints I just showed you were created. He was already 70s, in his 70s. At that time in Japan, late in the 18th century, average lifespan of people was 30 years or 40 years. But Hokusai lived, he lived almost 90 years, so especially long life he had. And throughout his life, he continued to paint and create works energetically and passionately. So what's surprising is especially at his later years. So from now at the third part, I want to show you works created by Hokusai in his 80s. So this part, right? Okay, let me stop here. And again, I want to, this tour is solely supported by your support, donations. So I appreciate your support so that I can continue this activity. And, okay. Right. So the last part was when Hokusai frequently traveled to a town called Obuse. Obuse is in current Nagano prefecture in Japan. It's about 150 miles on road from Tokyo, northwest of Tokyo. It's in the mountain area. It's a small town, but it once flourished as the northern center of the province and the culture. The central figure is this person called Takai Kozan. He used to be a student of Hokusai when he was in Tokyo and invited Hokusai to work in his when Hokusai was in his 80s. He provided housing, studio, and necessary financial support to continue Hokusai's activity. At that time in Japan, there were a series of famines, and the government did so-called austerity measures. So entertainment and doing art were hard, so heavily restricted. So Hokusai couldn't freely do his artistic activities. But at this time, thanks to Takai Kozan's invitation to the town, Obuse, he could leave Tokyo and did artistic activities in Obuse, which was far from Tokyo, and protected by Takai Kozan, former his student. Okay, and before seeing artworks created by Hokusai when he was in Obuse, I'll show you a video that you can understand the kind of works he worked on, and also the town and the kind of life at that time in Japan. So this is called 3D dot. Let me show. 3 minutes video. Short. So in 1944, at that time, foreign Western started to come to Japan, and the people are worried or discussing whether we should continue samurai time. That's a kind of a turbulent time. And that turbulent time, he created his very aggressive and turbulent works like this. So he depicted scenes or characters in Chinese novel, Water Margin or Outlaws of Marsh. So these are the festival cards in Obuse town. They are used in festival in the town, but they are gorgeously decorated. And Hokusai worked on created ceiling paintings for those festival cards, and also work closely to create this doll and the decorations of the festival card. So this is a festival scene at that time. So I'm in a room, and the 3 sides there are these images. So I feel a little bit dizzy inside here, inside this theater. So at the festival, they put these festival cards around the town. And also at the center, this is a temple, there are so-called stalls, now covered by black clouds, and the thunderstorms are coming, summoned by this figure. It's also one of the outlaws in the Chinese novel. He is capable of calling this winged dragon. The dragon calls those wild waves. So he created this ceiling painting of a dragon. Okay, let's move back to the gallery. So, so not only in paintings, but also these festival floats were also digitalized. And by digitalized data, we can recreate the three-dimensional images. And in this gallery, they created these devices, and this is called floating touchscreen. So floating gigaviewer, as she's just doing something in the air, but these are so-called floating display here. So you can touch, these are touch screen, but there's not a physical touch screen, but you can manipulate the image like this. So let's see that this is the festival float, and the ceiling paintings are here in the festival float. And there is that doll figure. Yes, he's one of the outlaws depicted in the Chinese novel Water Margin. And we can see the winged dragon and ceiling paintings. And this float festival festival cart is also beautifully decorated. Hokusai helped creating this design of this festival float. Right? Okay, so I want to show you two ceiling paintings here. So there are two festival cards. One festival card, one of them has those two ceiling paintings. These are paintings. And this pair is called Angry and Raising Waves. And look at this left-hand side painting. You might think that these waves are similar to the famous Great Wave from the 36 views of the Mount Fuji. So, but that was 10 years before. He created this work 10 years after that. Then he was in his 80s, 85 years old. So again, at that age, he created this powerful dynamic work. Look at this. It's like angry waves, not only waves, but also those spiral. You can see the depth of this spiral blue. Let's see the details. And also colorful this time. And if you see the edges of these hands or waves, some black and white edges, you can see this ink or color and will stand those waves out. And also, this is ceiling paintings festival cards. And the festival cards were carried around the city, and people saw that these festival ceilings from below, and sometimes light illuminate the ceiling painting, and those black and white edges shine depending on the angle you see. The ceiling painting was painted by Hokusai, but the frame was designed by Hokusai, but it's said to be painted by his student, Takai Kozan, who is the sponsor of Hokusai during his stay in Obuse. Look at this one. Very beautiful, colorful frame. Look at this frame. This is all one paper. It looks like there is a physical frame, but it's actually just a paper. This is the effect of DTIP, the technology created by Arstechnet. Dynamic texture image processing. So not only the details, but also the texture is recreated. And motifs on this is a peacock here. And this is a pair of waves. And there's another wave painting. And the left-hand side painting is called masculine waves, while the right-hand side painting is called feminine waves. So this. So left-hand side looks stronger and more powerful, while the left-hand side one is more gentle impression we have. And the motifs on the flames are different from the left, the masculine waves and feminine wave. So this one has more exotic Western-like motifs. This is an angel. This is an angel. Okay, I love these waves. Highly stylized, and also these white dots splashing water, summoned by the figure outlaw in the Chinese novel. And there's another festival card, and in that card, those two ceiling paintings are painted. The left-hand side is a phoenix, and this one is the dragon. So the dragon is inside those waves again. In Japanese culture, dragon is a symbol of water. Dragons are believed to live in pond and in the ocean and in the water. And when they come out, they absorb a lot of water inside them and spit the water out. So water is very essential for our life. In Japan, rice is our staple food. And in order to grow rice, we need to have rainfall. And dragons are believed to bring thunderstorms. That is critical for growing rice. And also, in Japan, traditional Japan, buildings and houses were all made of wood and paper, and they easily caught fires. So dragons are believed to put out fires. So it's often dragons are depicted as a good creature. So look at this dragon. Eyes, I move from the left, from right. The dragon always stares at you. Okay, let's go to the final work in this tour, and final work by Hokusai. This is a hanging scroll, vertical hanging scroll. Mount Fuji and smoke and dragon rising. So the title of this work is Ascending Dragon over Mount Fuji. So it is said to be the last work by Hokusai at the age of nearly 90 years old. It seems that he's going to the heaven with this dragon. And in this Mount Fuji, the name of Mount Fuji is said to came from the term is that Fuji, Fu means in Japanese no, and Ji means die, death. So Fuji means never die. It is believed that Mount Fuji is the highest peak in this country, and the peak, the summit of Mount Fuji was believed to the closest place to the heaven. So we believe that people in the heaven, living in the heaven, have eternal life. So that's why this is Mount Fuji, never die place. And this dragon is ascending to heaven over the peak of Mount Fuji. So as we saw, Hokusai worked on his artworks energetically until the age of 90. He's a very passionate painter, but it's not enough, even not enough for him, even though he painted such a long time. So before finishing the tour, I want to introduce the last word he left. I'm sure I'm sharing the screen. If only heaven had given me 5 more years of life, I could have been a genuine painter. Still, he wanted more time to become a genuine painter. Of course, during his life, he had created more than 30,000 works of art, but still, it's not enough for him, right? So let me open the chat box again and start a Q&A session. Just a moment, chat with. Okay. All right, and turn the camera. Thank you very much for being with me today. How's the tour? And ask questions, please. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Clea. Thank you very much. Appreciate your comments here. Favorite artwork? That's a tough question. I like the Great Wave. I love Great Wave as well. But today's one, also I'm more impressed by how energetic he was until the age of 80s or 70s. I'm getting old. So, but seeing his works created many when he was in his 70s and 80s. I feel that I still have time. Those works in his 80s, unbelievable. And how powerful they are. He was. Thank you. Did he paint any? Just sorry. I'm sorry. I want to open the chat box so so that I can use, right? Dragons consider water creatures. Yes. Fairy. Fairy, but good for us. Good. Oh, sorry. Good creature in our culture because they bring water. Oh, Nagoya. Thank you. Right. Thank you very much. It's unlimited. Great. Awesome. Thank you very much. This exhibition, it's about was Hokusai at the same time. Hiroshige, yes, they overlap. Hiroshige was younger than Hokusai, but they overlapped and they were considered rivals, especially landscape paintings. Did Hokusai ever travel out Japan? No, he was only in Japan, but he was also very interested in what's going on outside, and they introduced Western elements or technique like Prussian blue, the synthetic blue ink that was invented during Hokusai's time in Europe, but he quickly used the blue color. And also the distance perspective. That's also not originally in Japan, but he learned from the Western artworks and used that technique in his works. I'm curious about your next tour. Yes, cherry blossom is. I haven't posted my tour yet, but I soon I'm gonna post my tour, probably cherry blossom viewing tour. And water margin story. I love. Oh, you know that, Don. I love the water margin story, which I watched 8 years ago. So water margin. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, but was still popular now, but also in Japan as well. Back in the day as well. That's why he picked up that story in his work. Sorry, right? Okay, all right. And okay, right. So let me just a moment. Let me before we close this again. This is tip supported tour. So I appreciate your support so that I can continue my tours. This moment, let me put my. Thank you very much. So I want to thank NTT East and NTT Art Technology so that I can, they allowed me to run this tour on virtual tour. So I appreciate, thank you very much for the company and giving their time to help me to run this tour. Thank you very much, and hope to see you again on my next tour. Bye-bye. And also, please, if you have a chance, please come to Japan and visit this gallery. They don't have this exhibition. This exhibition, unfortunately, ends at the end of this month. So, but I hope they are going to have another different exhibition using latest technology. I love the technology applied to preserve and also to appreciate artworks, especially this bright light. Okay, thank you very much staying with me and hope to see you again. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.